I've tried to write the words to this so many times I've lost count. I remember anger sweeping through my veins, and past memories became so familiar to me again. And yet all my friends were telling me that my experiences were not worth mentioning. They told me that my life did not matter to them. Every single moment they decided to stay silent. Every single moment that they decided to argue with me. I wrote the words to this so many times that they began to lose their meaning. Everything seemed pointless, and I forgot the reason to why I felt the need to say something. I finally remembered that my goal is not to please you. So here's my story. I've been called white my whole life, as if being intelligent and speaking articulate made me a candidate to forget that I was a product of enslavement. As if I didn't wrap my hair at night. I remember wanting to be white because it was acknowledged and accepted. And then I remember wanting to be black, listening to rap music as if my skin and upbringing was not enough. I remember feeling like my whole childhood was erased to prove that I am good enough. I thank my parents for the simple name they gave me so that people would not question my race before they met me. I remember leaving my scarf or my bonnet at home during sleepovers because I knew the white people would ask questions that they wouldn't understand the answer to. I remember not knowing people were racist until I was 10. The thing is, no one explained to me that I would be treated differently despite being raised exactly the same as the white friend beside me. At 10, racist words ran from a white boy's mouth and landed in my hands. He forced me to carry words that I did not understand, words filled with hate and resentment. And I'm sure he doesn't remember that day, but I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember white people growing up with me thinking that it's okay to say the N-word but wouldn't say the B-word in front of their family. I think that if someone doesn't want you to say a word around them, you simply respect it, not question it. I have an underdog mentality and have some of that to blame on the system that stands before me. I was taught that white was beautiful and black was not. I had to sit in front of the TV when I was 8 and see golden blonde locks, being told that some people would not find me attractive simply because I'm black, and being told that it's a preference and I shouldn't feel bad. Being told that pretty for a black girl is a compliment I should smile at, as if they didn't ridicule my whole demographic and my lineage. Haitian mother, New York father raised me the best that they could. I remember people assuming I grew up in a struggling neighborhood, thinking that I couldn't afford the shoes on my feet or the clothes on my back. Yet when I would compare my life to theirs, they were the ones struggling to survive, while my parents fought the system to make sure that their young ones thrived. When I was 16, a racist yelled words in my face, the same words slave owners said to their slaves. When I was 17, I was followed in the store by a white owner for an hour as her employees stared and pointed at me. But I will admit, life for me was not the hardest that it could be. But hear me when I say that racism still exists. It has been written in our anthem and in the statues that you guys begged to stay up. The same statues that told me I was insignificant while growing up. Country built on the back of slaves, yet you disagree when your white privilege has caused you to wear shades. The inability to see that the representation of multiple shades shouldn't have started so late. The inability to understand that you will never understand the struggle of a black man. The desire to argue every single experience of oppression felt by the black man. The inability to hear when I say that growing up black is having to put black behind every single Google phrase. Growing up black was being 8 and wondering why there were less and less skin colors that resembled my face. So what do we do now? Now that it's 2020 and you're finally hearing us scream and shout, what do we do now? We love. We do not ignore the cries of the people and drown it in facts and statistics. We look at the unfair cases and speak against them. We change the beauty standards and challenge our mind to see that white women are not the only ones worthy to be admired. We make sure that black people are getting hired. We make sure that our upbringing was clothed in righteousness rather than prejudice. We look in the mirror and realize this is just melanin. When we look at our brothers and sisters' face, we should try to understand the culture that comes behind their race. Stop assuming my hair is fake. Stop bullying black kids for the same features that you will soon pay money to recreate. Stop the colorism and the lies. Stop holding African Americans to expectations and stereotypes. And stop eliminating a whole race as a possible mate simply because your eyes have been blinded by societal hate. Open your eyes and realize that we do not live the same life. So I apologize if the insides of your body begin to feel guilty when you hear my cries. I ask that you drop the guilt and push for change. I ask that you ask questions, especially if you claim to carry around the name of a God who is brown. This is not about politics or an agenda. This is a movement against racism embedded in our nation. Black men serve our country and yet are gunned down by the same hands they protected. Though all cops are not bad and all cops need to be respected, all races need to be protected, yet we are rejected. So say it with me and say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And yes, that may be corny, but I'm black and I'm proud. I'm black, and my life matters.